Okay guys, you're in the office again with Mojo. Today we're doing a preview on the Hobbyzone supercub from Hobbyzone.com. This plane comes as a bind and fly for your spectrums, which is nice because that's what I use, is the spectrums. It came stock as a 3-channel plane. It was my very first plane, and I like the plane. I recommend this plane if you're a beginner. It's one of the best beginner planes out there. This plane, I haven't done any mods to this plane except to install some alirons. It was a pretty easy. They didn't have them molded, so you had to cut everything out yourself, but they got a link where you can go, and it pretty well walks you through it. The best thing too about this plane is if you go on Hobbyzone.com, or even HorizonHobby.com sells it, you can click on the parts list, and they have every part for this plane listed, and it's pretty reasonable. I haven't had to do anything to this plane, and even though it was my very first one, I have flew this one, I have had some rough landings with this one, but I haven't had to change any wing or any tails or anything yet on this plane. I think I have put a little bit bigger wheels in it because I like I think it just helps in landing. The props you can still get, it's all stock. This has still got a stock brush motor in it, but it seems to have plenty of power right now. That will be my next thing that I will do, is put a brushless motor in it as soon as this one, you know, starts dying out. But so far it hasn't. It comes with what they call a anti-crash technology. That was the first thing that I took out of it. I just pulled it out and put a little tape over it. On mine I went a little decorative, put a bullet hole in it and pull it out on the bottom and just unplug it from the receiver. And I just didn't like the anti-crash. It was like cutting the plane off and on. Now I did do a battery upgrade. When you get this plane, it's very tail heavy, but it climbs good. But what I've done, instead of adding weight, just went with a bigger battery. You guys know me. I love the battery door, and this is actually where I come up with the idea with the clip. And on this plane comes with a 1300 milliamp battery, 15C, and I'm running a 1800 milliamp battery. It's one of my Park-Zone batteries that I have for my bigger T28, but I do have some other lipos from Hobbyzone.com that I run. Now what I had to do to accommodate that was, it comes with like a plastic inside here for your battery tray. I had to snip the plastic out for that, and just take your knife and trim out some foam and get the battery. When you put the battery in, go forward with it because it'll give you nose weight and make this plane more stable. And then more, I don't know if it's just me, but I like a little nose weight. I added the alirons and some tape just for, take some magic marker, something just for some decoration. But I had to add the ailerons, and all I did was, you know, you have to cut everything in, and I was a little sloppy here. You can see I got a little bit of gap, but it doesn't seem to bother the performance to this plane. Other than just putting the ailerons on, and the battery is all I've done to this plane, and you can't beat that, especially if you got a Spectrum, and you can get the bind and fly version and just have a blast with this plane. So let's go take a test flight. Okay guys, the Super Cub, I'm running a DX6i, but you really don't need to. This was my first plane that I bought, 3-channel. And I flew it with a 3-channel for a while. But I've got ailerons on her now, which really makes her fun. Hello. A little slow on the rolls because she doesn't have the speed. Right now I still got the stock motor in it, so it's a brush motor. But you can still fly it. Here's 2/3 throttle. And you can still fly this plane. See, she's still climbing. For the beginners, I recommend this plane. This was my first plane. I've only been flying about 4 months now. And this was one of my first planes. And it's a super plane. Give her some speed. It's a great plane. It's for a beginner plane. I think it's one of the best ones out there. This plane handles anywhere you put it. Put some ailerons on it once you get your hands in it, like this one's got. The next thing is a little more speed and a brushless motor. But this thing just handles so good. Look at this. You know, it'll do, I mean, to be a little brush motor in this thing, you know, it's a great plane. I recommend this plane from Hobbyzone.com. It's a Hobbyzone plane. And I even have their little Champ micro, and I recommend that one too for beginners. It's a little 3-channel. I'm just staying a little close today. I flew this plane way out there and way high. But for my review, I'm just doing some flybys. I have a 1800 milliamp 15C in here right now, and if I want to slow down and just fly a little bit on a, you know, 2/3 throttle, I can get 15 to 20 minutes with this plane. Full throttle, flying around like this, I get a good 8. Nice looking plane. I've added just a little color on the bottom. With a little bit of a magic marker and some tape. But buy this plane, you'll have a mess of fun with it. It's a nice plane. Not, I think it's like 160. But this plane, you right out of the box, you won't have to do anything with it or to it. So let's make a little, maybe make a little bit, if you want some more fly time, make a little bit of room for your battery and help give it nose weight. Do another roll. See how it rolls a little slow, but that's because of the power and the speed. As long as you get up high, she'll roll. But she loves to do loops. She'll do them easy. Okay, let's bring her in now. Slow her down a little bit. Oh, you know what? The wind's coming from the other way. Finally, the wind's been calm all morning. And so I didn't know which way it was going to be blowing from. But this plane lands real easy too. You can get her up and just cut the throttle on her and she'll just coast. Look at that. See how easy that was? Hobbyzone.com. Great. Oh yeah, by the way, I bet that woman on that bicycle a while ago thought I was crazy. Out here in the middle of nowhere with talking to my planes with a camera on my hat. And she might be right.